Hi, this is Nate Conley from Helix Law Firm in Spring Valley, California, and today we're going to talk about estate planning and some things to consider when you're thinking about setting up your estate plan. One thing to consider is, who do you want your assets to go to? Who do you want your property to go to when you pass away? Somebody's going to get all that. If you don't lay it out, it's going to go to your heirs at law, and if you do lay it out, then it'll go to the people that you designate to receive those assets when you pass away. Another thing to think about is, who do you want to be in charge of all that? If you have a trust, you need to name a successor trustee. If you just have a will, then you need to name an executor. You need to name somebody that you trust and who is responsible enough to handle your assets and make sure they get where they need to go after you pass away. Another thing to think about is, if you have minor children, you need to name a guardian in your will, somebody who has the emotional and financial ability to take care of your children. You need to name somebody to act as guardian after you pass away. Same thing with your pets. You need to name somebody who can take care of your pets, someone that you trust, someone that likes pets, someone that can either afford it, or you need to set aside some funds for them to be able to pay the expenses of your pets after you're gone. Another thing to think about is your medical decisions. You're going to have a healthcare power of attorney or an advanced healthcare directive, and you're going to need somebody to act as agent if you become incapacitated to make medical decisions for you. You know, who do you trust? Who understands what you want? Who is responsible enough to make those decisions? You're going to need to pick somebody and name them as your agent if you become incapacitated. Similarly, you need to know exactly what decisions that person should make. You're going to need to lay that out for the person so that they know if you have religious preferences or anything like that, if you want an autopsy, if you don't want an autopsy, if you want to be an organ donor or not, if you want to be kept alive at all costs. It's your preference. It depends on what you want to do, but you need to name somebody who's going to carry out your wishes according to what you prefer. Similarly, after you pass away, you're going to have to set up some kind of funeral arrangements, or at least lay out, your wishes for the person who manages all that after you're gone, who can, if you want a certain type of service, or if you want to be buried, if you want to be cremated. These are all decisions that you need to make ahead of time so that you can put them in writing so that the person who's in charge will end up doing what you want. Another thing to think about in your estate plan is disinheritance. And what this means is that if there's somebody who might otherwise stand to inherit your assets, depending on the situation, like a child or a grandchild or a parent, it just depends on who's around, and you don't want them to get anything, then you need to specifically put that into your testamentary documents so that they don't get anything. Another thing that people don't think about a lot is your digital assets. Everything online, your social media accounts, your online banking or online investments or anything like that. At some point you need to figure out a safe way to either put your passwords down, write them down somewhere, or put them maybe in a safe deposit box or something like that, so that the person who takes over after you pass away can wrap all that stuff up, close your accounts, maybe post something on social media that, so that people know. You need to put all that somewhere for somebody, whoever's going to be in charge, to be able to access that information after you're gone. So that's just a few things to think about when you're thinking about doing an estate plan. There's a lot more, and a lot of times it just depends on your situation. So if you have any questions, or if you're thinking about setting up an estate plan, feel free to give us a call or send an email, visit our website, whatever you want to do, and we'll set up a free consultation, and we'll go over your situation and see what works best for you, and we'll set you up with a solid estate plan so that after you become incapacitated or pass away, everything's taken care of and somebody's in line to manage those affairs for you. Okay, have a good day.